Hey everybody, how we doing? How we doing? It is Sunday Night Live. It's good old Sunday, February the 23rd of this month is coming to a close. It is wrapping up quickly. 2 months in, and we're wrapping up so fast. Okay, let me see. Make sure my camera's not tripping because it looks like it's trying to be tripping. We don't want that. Come on, there we go. I moved my microphone around and now it want to act like it don't work. Come on, click. Ay, ay, ay. Move one thing around. It gets all sensitive. Gets all sensitive. I may have to close and come back because I need it to be right. So why don't we do that? Oh, no, it showed the stop camera, even though, come on, this doggone it. There we go. I think we're in good shape now. I think we're good. Okay. We're here still. We're still here. We're still live. We're still doing our thing. Yes, yes. Sunday afternoon, February 23rd. Let all the platforms, Facebook, send off the people. YouTube, send off to the people. Twitter, send off to the people. Let all the folks know that Arlissa, me, educator to trader, that I am here. And I'm getting ready to talk about last week. Way last week. Who anybody was in the market on Friday? Oh my. You know what I think happens though? One thing that happens is we're so used to going long that anytime something is set to go down, we even though we trade both ways, we somehow get paralyzed. Like we don't know what to do next because it's just falling. You're like, what do we do? And we don't even go out and really get no money off. Some of us don't. Some people do. You know, they're able to pivot faster. That's the key. You got to be nimble in this market. We're in the market now where you've got to be nimble. You need to be able to flip to the other side on a dime and see which way you're going. And if you can't do that, you just need to pull yourself out of market and watch, because there's stuff that happens. Hey, Ward, stuff that happens. You need to be able to flip to the other side. You need to go from bullish to bearish. Both was bullish all week because the market was still doing its thing. But then Friday showed itself to be bearish. So we had to switch over. Yeah. Hey, Julie, how we doing? I did a video and I put out to all my platforms that I had done this video. Come to find out the video didn't have any sound. And I realized that, well, one of the people in my community said, is it me or is there no sound? And I was like, well, it very well could be no sound. So I went ahead and deleted the video because I wanted to be able to re-record it. So I'm going to now, while everybody's getting on here, I'm going to go ahead and re-record that video real quick. And of course, you all get to be the partakers of the information is still very accurate. All right. But you get to be partakers of what is to be this video. Okay. So that's what we're going to do next. So y'all just ride along and, enjoy. But I'm going to record the video so that way when I finish with this call, I can take it and then edit it down to the part that I want. Okay. Let's do that. All righty. 3, 2. It's hard to do the recording of my video knowing that there are people watching. Usually I record my videos when it's just me and I can send it to the editor and the editor can take out any of the foolishness that I put in there. But when it's live, it's like everybody's watching. But I think I can manage. Okay, here we go. Well, hey, everybody. I am here. I'm going to show you how to use stop losses when you're an option seller. How do you identify the amount you should put in for your profit, what you should put in for your stop loss, and how do you enter those on a trade? All right, so let's get into it. I selected, let me see. This is what I did. Yep, I want to take myself off the screen. There we go. I selected Microsoft for this example. In this example, I'm going to show you the stock side and the strike I like, and then show you the trade, how we enter, and then how I set the stop loss and the profit taking. Okay. So looking at the strikes I have on Microsoft, and actually this is a trade that could potentially be for next week. if you're watching right now. 417.5, it says 75% probability out of the money. Let me turn this running. This is on demand. If you've never used on demand in Thinkorswim, it is a great resource. All right. But I like 417.5. I'm going to turn it into vertical. Keep 417.5. Select the bid. This becomes, this is the trade, 417.5, 420. And then I enter the trade. And on demand allows you to basically just replay the time in the market. And for us, you see it's replaying February 21st, which was Friday. It's replaying that at 3:30. So I'm picking up, this is like 3:30 live a few days ago. All right. Once you've got the trade entered, you go to the monitor tab. You should be able to see your trade here. You need to know first, you need to make sure that you capture is how much did you receive when you entered this trade. And when you go to the field orders area under monitor, you can see that we received 58 cent, 0.58 times 100 shares is $58. We received $58, right? The way I determine my profit taking and my stop loss is I close it at 80% profit or at 20% buyback. And I have a stop loss at 2 times my premium. So I took in $58. I would double that. And that would be the amount for the stop loss. I'm going to show you the math on Word because, I'm a visual learner and many people are too. So let's just look at it like that. Okay. So we've got, let's make this a little bit bigger. Come on, Word, work with us so we can make it a little bigger. There we go. We took in $58 here, right? 58.51 is $58. I did this video before, which is why it says 51 here. We want to take our 58 and multiply by 0.2. Take 58.58 times 0.2, and you end up with 0.116. So I'm going to round that up to 0.12, which is $12. What this is saying is I received 58 when I entered this trade. I'm going to close it for a profit, right? I'm going to close it for a profit at $12. I'm going to buy back at $12, which means I'm going to keep 46 of the dollars. I received 58. I'm going to buy it back for 12, meaning I'm keeping $46. This is for my profit limit. Our stop loss limit, I'm going to take our 58 and double this. Remember I told you it was 116. I'm going to double this to $116. This is my stop loss limit, 1.16. Right? We got 0.12 for the profit and we got 1.16, basically saying that I received $58 for this trade and I'm going to close it at $1.16 or $116. If it gets there, I'm going to close it there. So I'm going to give them their $58 back and then I'm going to give them $58 of my money if the stop loss gets triggered. All right. That's the plan. So now let's go back to, now that we got our numbers, 0.12, 116. I'm going to select these two strikes and I'm working with Thinkorswim. I'm going to select these two. If you're working with Robinhood, Robinhood allows you to put in the profit or the stop loss. It doesn't let you put in both. But Thinkorswim, I'm going to go down here where it says single order. I'm selecting this and changing it to first trigger OCO. This allows me to put in 2 orders. I'm going to the right, all the way to the right where the lines are. Select these lines, create duplicate order. The top one I'm using for the profit. Remember, I told you I wanted $12. If it was going to be in profit, I would buy it back for $12. That means I would keep 46. And on this second one, though, I'm going to change this to a stop, saying that if this gets to 1.16, as we picked on our numbers, I doubled the $58 that I received. I doubled that, 1.16. This is my stop loss. Says that if it gets up here, I want it to close, right? Confirm and send. You can check to make sure that it is running. Go back to the monitor tab. When you're at the monitor tab, you can see the field order of the 58 is what I took in earlier. But let's look under working. Let's look under the working orders. Under working orders, you'll see the $12 debit. That means I'm going to buy back for $12 if it gets there. And I'm going to pay $1.16 or $116 if it gets there, right? You can see in the mark category, it's starting to move because I turned on demand back on. So as time is progressing forward, but mark is the current price of that particular trade. So you can look here and say, okay, I want to buy it back for 12. It's currently at 59, or I would buy it back at 116 for a stop loss. It's currently at 58. Okay. This is going to run good till canceled. See the GTC? This is going to run good till canceled until one of these limits is triggered. One of these stops is actually triggered. Okay. So there we are with that. Okay. Okay, so I just showed you how I entered the trade, how I decided on the stop loss and the profit area, 20% for the profit buyback, and double the money for the stop loss buyback, right? I went through those steps already. All the stuff about credit spreads you can find on my channel at educatortotrader.com. You can go into my website and you can see the trainings, full trainings on cash secure puts, on covered calls, on credit spreads, all of the seller related things. And you also have this information now on how do you set stop losses. Setting a stop loss as a seller is probably one of the hardest things to do, because your stop loss can be getting approached or can be triggered and your trade can still be good. Like your strike is not being challenged or is not being breached, but it's already higher than your stop loss. So sometimes we want to let the trade go some more, thinking maybe it'll turn back, and sometimes it does, but we always want to be following proper risk management and make sure that we're protecting our capital as best we can. And we have to have stop losses. We want to set these up. These orders can be set ahead of time, and you don't have to be like directly watching these trades. You can go ahead and set these stop losses, and then they're ready to close when they get ready to close. All righty. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do all the good stuff that you're supposed to do, right? Follow me in all the places. Thanks. Bye. Okay. Now we paused. That was the video recording I needed to do. So I will edit that after we're done here. But let's go look now that we're on to our regular call, our regularly scheduled program. Let's go see what did last week look like. Lordy, 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 what did last week look like? I got to turn off on demand. Let me go back to my screen. I'll add this back to the stage and turn off on demand and go back to the regular charts. Yes. Hey, Janae. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Marsha. How y'all doing this afternoon? It is Sunday. It's Sunday. I hope you all had a good day. Hope you all did something to relieve your mind of any pressures that we face in the market. If the market went well for you last week, you said yay, yay. If the market didn't go well for you last week, that you erased all that and let it go, because it's in the past now. As the guy on Lion King said, put your past in your behind. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but that's what he said. Put the past in your behind. Okay, I think there was Rafiki that said that, or he said something similar. This is SPX from last week. Right, we've got the daily chart. Let's go. We can look at the weekly chart. Oh, I get so frustrated when I have to change the chart because it just makes it small again. If you're in my community and you can help me figure out how to make this not act the fool every time I get ready to change it, it has to go back to small size again. If you can help me to set it, I would be so appreciative. Okay, this is SPX. And this is the weekly chart. Looks like on the weekly, we got some strong resistance up here at the 61.23. It went up as high as 61.47. And we've got some support down here, 59.72, right? Where is SPX going? This correction, I think, was necessary. We're functioning at all-time highs. It was a time for us to pull back a little bit. Of course, we never enjoyed the pullback. But I will say, and I'm not going to I'm not an investment advisor, so I'm not giving investment advice. But I do remember hearing somebody say, I've heard it actually more than once, but what I did hear said in the past is if like this one went up green, right? If when the next candle pulls back, if it doesn't pull back past the low of the previous candle, it may not pull back this way. It might just pull down some and then get enough juice to keep going the other way. I'm not saying SPX is going to do that. I'm just saying that's something that I've heard in the past, that it may pull back to the place, but if it didn't pull lower than here, and it didn't pull lower than the previous candle, the previous weekly candle, by the way, this is a weekly chart, that this may be just a pullback enough to get some more juice to go on up. I don't know, but I've seen it. I have seen, this is not, wouldn't be called an engulfing candle. It engulfed it on the top. So this really would be like a 2 up on the strat, but it did not engulf it on the bottom. It had a little bit of room down here to 6,002. It didn't go as far as that. So what happens next week remains to be seen. But I did have someone say that, and I've heard it more than once. Okay, that's SPX, which is going to be like SPY. This is triple Q on the week, right? Triple Q on the week. We all know that Friday was the day that the people who was online talking about the money they had lost. Yeah, and of course, us and I say us because I'm in this category too. Us coaches and mentors and that kind of thing. We was, well, you know what? This goes with the territory. This is what people say. Now this is buying opportunities, and it is. I'm making light of it, but it definitely is buying opportunities if you're somebody who is buying assets, or you're buying shares and equities. This definitely is a buying opportunity for sure. But let's look here. This is triple Q. The same thing I just said about it didn't pull back past the previous. Come on, baby. There we go. It didn't pull back past the previous candle. See, this really is a 2 up. It did pull back here. It opened, gapped up, and then dropped all day. But it didn't drop lower than the previous week's candle, or the lowest of the previous week's candle. Yeah, again, I don't know if that means it'll continue. It very well may. I'm going to switch over to the daily chart. I actually meant to do that on SPX, but just to show what did our Friday look like? Woo-wee. Our Friday, it was a bad day. It was a bad day. Yes, it was. This is SPX. I'll go back to the daily chart on SPX. So it looks a lot like triple Q. So do not get yourself excited. It looked a lot like that one we just saw. Yes, have mercy, have mercy. It did drop down to the 50-period moving average on the daily chart, and that was the thing that held it up. Held it up. Let's go see what's on IWM. Go see what's over there. I have so many lines on these charts that sometimes it gets confusing for me, and I just can't do with all that stuff on my chart. Some people can. I'll basically clear my chart and be like, let me just start over, because all them extra lines. I'm like, but when did I put this here and what did I put it for? And since I don't have like all the colored conventions and all the things, it just ends up being confusing. This is IWM on the charts as well. Let me go here and silence some of these studies so I can, because some of the ones I don't need to see right now. VWAP doesn't need to be here. Pivot points. I like the moving average. Those can stay. I want to keep those because we use those to help us technically analyze. Okay. This is the 200-period moving average that IWM dropped past, and it actually dropped below the 200-period moving average on the daily chart. We'll see if it can recover like this one did back here on January the 10th. Can it drop and then recover? But look at all these gaps that it filled. There was gaps down here that were left, and IWM said, oh, don't worry, baby. I'll be back for you. And it came right on back and got those gaps. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. So now we can put a few more lines back on here now that I've cleared some stuff, and I can see clearly now with all that stuff there. Okay, this is IWM on the daily chart. We closed at 217.80. All right. So you can see, basically, it doesn't take a rocket scientist or anybody, who got some eyes to see that Friday was a bad day. It was OPEX week, and OPEX week always does have its share of volatility, but this one felt a little more harsh than the past. I've watched OPEX weeks. OPEX happens every third Friday of the month, and I've seen it where it's been volatile, then it will kind of go down somewhere, people resetting their positions, and then it will run back up. But this right here was a bunch. It was a bunch. Okay. But I think somebody in my community said that the VIX was up pretty bad. And that might have been on Friday when I was doing my call. I didn't have this screen come up. That would have been a good helpful thing to say. The VIX is up a little bit, and it is up now. 18.21 is where it closed on Friday, 3:15. Looks like 3:15 Central Standard Time, which was 4:15 Eastern Standard Time. It's up 2.55, 16%. 18.21 is where the VIX closed. And some people trade the VIX. Some people trade the VIX as with their options. You can trade the VIX if you'd like. Some people do. All right. Let's go see what's coming up for next week. Let's see what's coming up. We've got some earnings coming up next week. I probably could have done the meetings first, but I'm here now. Looks like on Monday. Thank you, Earnings Whispers, for always putting together this beautiful graphic for us. We do appreciate it. Let me take myself off the screen so that way we can all see what is going on here. Domino's is Monday morning before the market opens. Azul, BioCrest. I'm not sure who those people are. Lincoln, somebody. You know what? Let me save myself, and let me save all of us. I'm going to save us all. You know how I'm going to save us all? I'm going to go directly to the source. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm going directly to the source to make sure we can see it as clear as possible. Okay, let me find what I'm looking for. EP Whispers. I'm going to save us. I'm going to save us. Can y'all know you have to know when you can save yourself? Because you can save yourself. All right, let me go change the screen. So this is easier for me to see, which probably makes it easier for you to see too. On Monday morning, we've got Domino's, Azul, BioCrest. I still don't know who this is Berkshire Hathaway. BRK.B, Berkshire Hathaway, Lincoln Tech, Caspi KZ, Westlake Chemical, Summit Therapeutics, SSL, and Owens Corning. That's all Monday morning before the market opens. After close, we've got Hims and Hers. Now, Hims ran something crazy. Hims made some moves last week. Hims and Hers, maybe because they starting to really push themselves into social media. I've seen a lot of ads and stuff on Hims and Hers. And all right, Riot, and I'm thinking this is the Riot we talking about. This is the crypto Riot, is Monday after close. Tempest Cliffs or Cleveland Cliffs. Zoom is Monday after the market closes. Diamondback, Chegg, Coterra, Realty Income. I think I put in my community that Realty Income is increasing their dividend. Realty Income is a very popular REIT, and they're increasing their dividend some amount, and that's supposed to start, I want to say, the next time, which is like March. You have to have the shares by early March in order to get the dividend, but they're increasing their dividend. All right. Trip.com, TCOM is also Monday after close. Tuesday morning, we've got Home Depot, Planet Fitness. I didn't know Planet Fitness had a stop. We've got Keurig, Dr. Pepper, Digital Ocean, Cipher Mining, a lot, ALLT, Krispy Kreme. Oh, Krispy Kremes. Scotiabank. Anybody ever watch Krispy Kreme's donuts get made? Oh my goodness. Itron, Shoals is also here. Tuesday after market closes is Kava, and they didn't do so well last time. Kava had everybody like all into their food, and then next thing you know, they fell all off. AMC is here. AMC, we like to fool up with AMC a little bit. Axon, First Solar is Tuesday after market closes. Lucid, Instacart, Zeta, Workday, Lemonade, and Intuit. That's all Tuesday after the market closes. Wednesday before the market opens, Lowe's. Now, Lowe's and Home Depot may move as compassion plays, as sympathy plays. So keep that in mind. Home Depot might move Lowe's, and then Lowe's may move Home Depot. So when you're trading these, don't be like, okay, Home Depot's got earnings, I'm gonna trade Lowe's. They'll move each other. Okay, so just be careful. NRG is here. Advanced Auto Parts. Clear is here. IEP, STLA, Stellantis, AB InBev. Looks like it's Bud. This is the Budweiser people. Innoviz, IMVZ, Valens, United Therapeutics. On Wednesday after close, ding, 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 NVIDIA's having earnings. Now, again, I don't give investment advice, but I think a lot of people are anticipating NVIDIA and they gonna get their feelings hurt. I think people gonna get their feelings hurt. People putting their money in other places. Everybody ain't leaving their money with NVIDIA. They're putting their money in other places because there's other opportunities. Just like NVIDIA took their money out of like SoundHound and rejected some of them guys and Serve and made a big move to UK. People taking their money out of NVIDIA and putting it in other places too. All right. Snowflake is also Wednesday after close. C3 AI. We hadn't really talked much about C3 AI since it was all the rave a while back. Salesforce, Marathon, or Mara and Riot both have earnings this week. Joby, IonQ, Roots is here. Kratos, KTOS, and Ambarella. On Thursday morning before the market opens, we've got Vistra Energy. Energy seems to be a sector that is still holding steady. Okay, that's a sector that seems to be holding steady. So when you're looking at, sector rotation, where's the money rotating into? Energy seems to be able to, it still seems to be doing its thing. So that way you include stuff like Vistra and Devon Energy and some of the others. You want to NEE, I think Next Era Energy. These are ones you might want to take a look at. Not investment advice, just me, talking. Norwegian Cruise Lines, GEO, Gray, TD Bank, Warner Brothers Discovery, Viatris, VRNA or Verona Pharma, Papa John's, and Technio FMC. Those are all coming Thursday morning. Thursday after close. SoundHound. Come on, SoundHound. Show them what you show them who you are. We want SoundHound to show them who you are. Just like the Black Panther. Come on, show them who you are. I'm anticipating that one. I'd like to see them do well. I like me an underdog story, or people who coming up and rising up. I like that. Okay. Dell is also Thursday after close. RKLB, Archer, Clover, New Scale, Duolingo. I've been getting back into my Duolingo. I need to brush up on my Espanol. Talon Energy is here, just talking about energy. Transmedics and Open Door, OPEN, is also Thursday after close. Friday, we got Fubo TV. So I think somebody in my community was mentioning, it might have been Janae, was mentioning Fubo earlier this week. We've got TeraWulf, WULF. I need them to get moving. I have some shares of TeraWulf that are just sitting and languishing. I need y'all to come on up a little higher. Yes. Chart is here. AES, Alpha, Frontline, Fulgent, Butterfly, First Dibs, and NW Natural. Those are all the earnings coming for this week. So not anybody who's huge except for NVIDIA. But these things are going to, potentially move. I'm going to tell y'all one thing I thought was interesting. Instacart had several commercials on the Super Bowl. And I was like, don't these commercials cost a bunch of money? These commercials on here is kind of expensive, but they were right up in the middle of them commercials. And they had some good commercials too. I thought they had good commercials. But I was like, Instagram must have a little few coins. They want to make sure y'all know we out here. We out here. Don't be trying to go without us, right? Before I go here, I want to go to the meetings for the week before I go to how last week went as far as our trade ideas. Okay, we're here looking at the meetings coming up for this week. Monday the 24th, there's nothing listed here, but one thing you might want to look at when are the press announcements, because it does seem like the current president seems to get on and start talking at 11, 12 o'clock most days. And of course, every time that seems to move the market every time the mouth opens, right? Several million for a 30-second spot. Yeah, I know, Ward. So Monday, there's nothing on the schedule for Forex. Tuesday, we've got FOMC member Logan will speak at 4:15 a.m. Most of us will be asleep. 9 o'clock in the morning, we've got housing price index month over month and year over year. 10 o'clock, we've got CB consumer confidence, Richmond manufacturing. 11:45, we got Barr speaking, and Barkin will speak at 1 o'clock. This is like midday. We've got FOMC members speaking. Wednesday, we've got Barkin speaking again at 8:30. New home sales at 10 o'clock. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. G20 meetings are starting on Wednesday. That's a thing, right? We got international relations happening, and we got to try to keep everybody relating. Okay. FOMC member Bostic will speak at noon. Thursday morning, 8:30 before market open. So if you're swinging something over, maybe don't swing it on Wednesday. Right, if you're swinging at indices at 8:30, we've got GDP quarter over quarter, unemployment claims. That's also 8:30. Core durable goods orders, and GDP. All that is before the market opens. GDP is a volatility mover, a volatility maker. So make sure you keep that in mind on Wednesday going into Thursday. Okay. 9:15, we've got FOMC member Schmid speaking. 10 o'clock, pending home sales. Barr will also speak. Natural gas storage at 10:30, day 2 of the G2 meetings. FOMC member Bowman, Hammock, and Harker are all going to speak at 11:45, 1:15, and 3:15 respectively. And then on Friday morning, 8:30 again, before market opens, we've got core PCE price index, goods trades balance, personal income, personal spending, preliminary wholesale inventories, Chicago PMI at 9:45 and 10:15. We've got FOMC member Goolsby speaking. A lot of FOMC members speaking right after our FOMC meeting minutes that were last week. We got a lot of these FOMC member people coming on and talking after that, right? So this is what happened. This is how our last week went. All right. Now, I put together this list every week, and we got 10 out of 18 profitable trades. So we got a 55% win rate last week. But some of these put credit spreads took a hit because of the dropping. But I want you to notice something, though. Several of these held steady as we go. CVX, it was able to hold itself up. IWM, of course, is the indices. JP Morgan, which was part of the bank's little thing, it fell down, didn't make it. Our IWM on the call credit spread was signed. Microsoft, because Microsoft is in the bearish area, it also was fine. Under our moderate risk area, Applied Materials held up. They had earnings. They had dividends on Thursday. They held up for the week. I was actually going to trade Applied Materials and decided to hold off because I didn't want to be in the trade when they gave out dividends and end up with it dropping all off after people got their money. So I left them alone. But AVGO was breached. Delta Airlines seemed to hold up, even though they've had a few little plane issues. I saw somewhere on the news, and y'all might have seen this too, that Delta Airlines offered each passenger on this upside down plane, they offered them $30,000. And of course, the $30,000 meant that you signed this paper saying you won't sue us. Well, one of the people, so far, one of the people who ended up in the upside down plane decided they weren't taking the $30K, and they've already filed their lawsuit. So there may be people who will follow along. Some folks are going to take their $30,000 because they may not want a full. I don't want to wait to see if I potentially get money in the future. I'm fine. I made it. Give me my $30K. Run me my money. Some people like run it. Give me like free lifetime flights, and about to catch another flight. I'll be still riding because I have a friend of mine who works for Delta, and she said basically that airline wasn't even a Delta airline. It was like a Delta, like one of their carriers, somebody that carries their, like a hopper or whatever, that carries people from place to place. It's not one of their main carriers, not one of their main airlines. But because they're associated with Delta, then Delta got the hit, right? FXI was a good trade last week. Google on the bottom side, it was partially breached. So Google held up all right. It held up okay. On was breached, and silver was also good last week. The call credit spreads, Google was fine. It stayed, low enough to not breach the top. NextEra Energy went on up through its call credit spread, though. To let you know, energy was holding steady. On satisfied itself. It was not good on the put credit spread, but it was good on the top. On and Google and IWM were all in the neutral territory, which is why they're on both sides, the put credit spread and the call credit spread side, which is why they're in both places. On did fine on the call credit spread side, not on the put credit spread side. And Texan went through Texas Instruments. I always want to call it Texan, but it's Texas Instruments. They also went up through their call credit spread last week as well. So 10 out of 18 still gave us a 55% win rate. This is not usually where we are. I actually was going to do a video showing the results for the week, and then I was like, maybe this isn't the week to do a video of stock by stock, because a lot of them were preaching like, well, maybe we will start that next week. Okay, how about we start that next week? That's what we'll do. So we do have trades for this week. I brought this list down to only the low risk trades, only trades that are low risk, right? That's all I brought these down to. So on the put credit spread side, these are things that are bullish. We've got Apple, Disney, IWM, Johnson & Johnson, and McDonald's. These are the 5 that are on the bullish side. So we can do put credit spreads on those. And there's 5 of them on the bearish side. Nope, I didn't mean for you to move forward yet. 5 of them on the bearish side, which is ConocoPhillips, falls in the energy category. Google is over here. IWM is on both again, because IWM is still showing in the neutral. It's still showing neutral. Microsoft 417, 420 is Microsoft still showing bearish as well. And Exxon is also showing bearish. These are the 10, well, actually not even 10. It's more like 9 stocks, because one is in 2 places. These are the 9 stocks that we're going to be looking at this week. I think we may already be in, was it Google? We already in something. I don't even remember. Let me go look real quick so I can see before I misspeak about what we're already in. We're actually in gold. We're in Costco. We're in IWM. We're in Nike. And we're in Taiwan Semiconductors. That's what we're already in as a community. But I'm looking at adding Microsoft, adding Google, and adding IWM. Oh, I already said IWM, but we got IWM only on the bullish side. I would move it to, I'll make sure that I enter the other side as well. Hey, Tanya. And Microsoft. Did I say Microsoft? I think I'll add Microsoft. We'll add Google. And we'll get the other side of IWM. Those are let's see, what are my favorites for the week? My top three trades for the week. Drum roll, please. Can y'all hear the drum roll? I don't know if y'all can hear it, because my microphone is supposed to be like noise canceling, but we'll see. My top 3 for the week. I do like IWM, even though IWM last week, because it did its thing. Well, everything did its thing on Friday. So our bottom trade, I got out of mine earlier in the week, so that I was gone out of that trade before we got to Friday. I wasn't still hanging around, but I like IWM. I like McDonald's. I'm not one who usually trades McDonald's, but we'll go with that. And I guess this is 4. This isn't even 3. Google and Microsoft. I really would like to, oh my goodness. I say I'm supposed to be the top 3, and I want to add ConocoPhillips or Exxon. So I won't do that this time, but I want to, and I may in my trading, I may add them, even if I don't add them right here. But I want to add one of those energies, but I'm wondering though, if we've got 2 energy people having earnings this week. We've got Talon Energy, and we have another energy person. I'm looking, it's right here in front of me. There was another energy person, NRG. Maybe that's energy. You think that might be energy? NRG is probably energy. But they got some energy But I think Valens was also energy. We got some energy. I don't want some sympathy people moving because they see somebody else is moving. That's not what I want you to be doing. So we'll see. I may have to look and see if I want to fool up with Exxon, which Exxon is really fall under fuels and stuff. I guess that's energy though. And ConocoPhillips, because there's two other energy people who are having earnings this week. This is stuff you got to think about, right? So if you got to think about when you're deciding, but I like some, this is a good list. I mean, with the never ending pot of money, a good Apple trade, IWM, McDonald's, Google, Microsoft. These are good names. These are good names. I don't know why that ran together like that. It wasn't even like, it ran it all together. I don't know why it did that. I said top 3, but then it posted 4 of them. So there's that. We will be on the, you hit the drum roll, yay. So we will be on, me and my community are going to be on after this, and we'll go deeper into these charts. And maybe once we get a little deeper in the chart, we really will hash out what we do want to trade and don't. Because we also look at what the premiums are going to be. If it ain't going to pay right, we can put our money someplace else. If it's not going to pay right, we can move our money to something else. Now, you all were just here for this video recording. I will re-record it and put it up as a video. I had recorded it, but then there was no sound. I don't know. I do know what happened. When I record in Camtasia, I have to turn on the microphone, and I did not do that. I was rushing this morning. And I turned out to be rushing for nothing, because where we rushed to was closed all day. So it wasn't like it closed on us. It was closed all day. So I could have taken my time. I did record another video, double profits without double the cost, using Robinhood. I talked about how do you use Robinhood for double profits without double the cost, right? Go to my channel. Those of you who are on YouTube, if you're not on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel and look at that video. It should be one of the first ones that show up, because I recorded it and posted it a couple days ago. There we go. The link is in the chat for those who are not on YouTube. You can go check out that video, double profits without double cost. We all want to get something for nothing. Yes, we do. Oh, SPX. We did okay with SPX last week. We did have, what was it, Tuesday? I think it was Tuesday. We had a issue because Tuesday it ran up real hard on Tuesday. But we've been using our strategy every afternoon and still pulling in profits and pulling in premiums. Yes, we are. The biggest thing we have to always do is, number 1, make sure you're watching your price action and be ready. Number 2, have a plan for those stop losses. We have to have a plan for the stop losses. And I'm saying we have to have a plan for stop losses. It's me too. It's me, oh Lord, standing in the need of a stop loss. It's me, standing in the need of a stop loss. Stop loss. Yeah. This is called risk management. It's risk management. I don't tell y'all nothing that Arlissa does not deal with as well. Please, I want you to understand. There are some people who are gurus and all the things, and they'll talk to you like they don't break any of these risk management rules. And if they act like that, I want y'all to know they lying. They lying. Because they may call some trades. It don't mean that's only the ones that they're trading. Not only the ones. Last week I did a trade. I think it was NBIS or gold, something like that. Anyway, somebody in my community was like, I don't remember that trade being called. I say, ooh, sis, got me. I love my folks because these are my people. These are my people. They know me. I know them. We know listen. This is how we get down in here. And you're free to come on and join us over in the membership, because this is how we get down. It's very transparent, very open. Listen, I don't act like I got no airs, because Your girl is doing this, and she's doing it with all the ability she got. Okay, with all the ability she got. This is our option seller membership where we really do hang out together. We learn, we trade, we profit the seller's way. We've got a very supportive community for trading. We have profitable strategies that allow us to not spend as much time in front of our computers. We do daily profits to grow our accounts, right? You got good strategies that we're using with proper risk management to get you to making money every single week. Grow your accounts regularly. There's training and support. The membership costs $97 a month, right? If you want to join in and pay all at one time, you can do $9.97 and be with us for a whole year. Or you just join the $9.97. I mean, you join the 97 and then see if if it suits you. You might come in and say, that little girl ain't for me, and go on about your way. And you know what? I know I'm not for everybody, but I am for most people. And if I'm not for you, I definitely would have to take a check, because I'm for a lot of people. So if you decide she ain't for me, I don't know now. I don't know. The Candlestick Mastery Calendar 2025. We get ready to change months now. We did February. The bullish engulfing was our February candlestick pattern, right? We get ready to change months, but it's a whole resource on how do you read those candles. We use these candles when we're determining which strikes to pick. We're determining what's comfortable place for us to collect our coins. This is what we use these candlesticks, right? You need to know how to read a chart. So that way, when you're looking at things like Friday, where the market is going nuts, you need to know, where is this I'm looking at telling me this is going to continue? Is it telling me that it's going to turn around? Am I seeing the right things to stay? Am I seeing the right things to go? This all comes down to reading the chart. And if you cannot read the chart, you may need to go to a resource I have. It's called startwiththechart.com. You can go to a free charting webinar and do startwiththechart.com. It's for the free. All right. Startwiththechart.com. And you can go over there and see that free webinar on how do you read a chart. All right. Option seller bundle includes all the strategies that I teach: cash secure puts, cover calls, credit spreads, SPX, basic options, basic short selling, all the stuff, creating a trading plan. All of that is here. All right. All of that is here at the option seller bundle. And if you're just somebody who like, I'm just trying to see what she got for free, to see if I get my introduction, you're very welcome to do that. I have those resources as well. E2T-freebies.com is where we've got those. Okay. Before I go, because I'm getting ready to land the plane, but before I go, I want to go back to the charts and see what might we see coming up next week. Okay, we're gonna look. My community is getting together after this. It'll be in the next less than 15 minutes, because that's the most time I'm gonna be here doing this. Okay, but we hang out in there together, and we look more closely at these charts, and you learn how you read charts and technical analysis, and how do you do that all in a place where you can ask questions. And we also have weekly trainings inside the membership. You get basically, me, because I'm available in the Telegram. So I'm available to help you with the little stuff or big stuff. Little stuff like, I don't know how to close my trade, and big stuff like, I need a strategy because I'm doing so and so and it's not working. Those are little things and big things. And you need to have somebody you can go to on the little things and the big things that you trust, that's looking out for you. I have a one-on-one meeting with everybody who's in my membership, because I want to know, what are the things you're doing, what's your goals, what are you using as your vehicle to get to those goals, so that I can see how I can help you. I'm committed to this, and I'm committed to the people in my community. I'm not just going to be throwing out stuff and saying, figure it out for yourself. I'm really here to help train and teach. All right. I'm an educator by profession. That's what I do for real money, right? Even though this is real money too, but I do that for real money, that the university pays me to educate the next generation of mathematicians. I get paid to do this. All right. This is what I do for real, in real life, as they say. This is what I do in real life. All right. So this is SPX we're looking at for the week. Now, SPX ended on a big old down note, right? A huge down note, but it did come down into a support area. It came down into this zone. If we're looking at zones. It definitely came down into the zone. That's what this would be. This would be, come on, show us the zone. There we go. Came down into this zone. All right. So maybe it's grabbing juice and it will go back. Perhaps there's a little more downwards coming as we continue our correction, because we're actually through the strong support, but we're still, this wick says there's room. We've come down to the 50 period moving average and it closed right there at that. This could provide some support, but we do have room down here even lower, 59.72. Notice we've got a two touches, touch. It could come on down and hit that before it goes up as well. This is the 100 period moving average. It could come on down to that a little bit, which 59.15. Ooh, we don't want that. Oh, let me see. There's something here that I did not put on the chart, and it is the gap. There's a gap here that is down here. There may be some liquidity hiding inside of that gap, which is in the 59 hundreds. I really thought they were going to hold it above 61 because I knew they didn't want it below that, and it came down and it's closed above 6,000, but that 6,000 is definitely a place where they're not going to want it to be below that 6,000. SPY looks very similar, of course, chart wise, but let's go ahead and see if we can look to see what could be. I always tell my folks to trade what you see. You basically want to trade what you see, right? Because we could hope and pray and want all day, but if it ain't doing, it just ain't doing. All right. And we want to trade what you see, especially if you're trading it for a day. But if you're trading things for a longer period of time, maybe you're doing the week, we might have to go to bigger time frames to look to see what is the overall sentiment of it on the weekly or on the monthly chart. Where are we on the weekly and the monthly? You may have to check those things as well. All right. So it looks like we've got some resistance at 612. Got some more resistance at 609. We got a little bit at 607. Here, support is at 599 and some more support at 592. There's a little bit here at 594 and some change, 595. There's a gap down here, gap between 590 and 581. So it could come on down again. This one is at the 50 period moving average. It reversed after that, but the 100 period moving average is right at the top of this gap at 590. So it could very well come down into the 590, 592 range and grab a little bit of juice there. We got a little up, down, little consolidation happening here. Overall, you can see it's still showing bullish, even though we've pulled back. We're still showing bullish, right? I was gonna check a Fibonacci, but no, I won't do that here because we can do that in our community. All right, that's SPY. Triple Q, because a fib will tell you what did we pull back to and see if this is a good, are we in the golden pocket? Like, where are we there? But we're not doing that on this call. Triple Q again looks a whole lot like SPY and SPX. He's looking like twins. Y'all look alike though, for sure. Okay. Looks like we've got some supports. Where are we at? Our support next one is, I don't want you yet. Next one is at 522. 522. There's no wick here. They didn't really the sellers didn't push here, just buyers stepped in. 522. And the next one is down to 513. Right? Nope, there's no gap there. It was filled by that wick. This little gap here got filled by Friday's candle. We're not quite at the 50 period moving average, which means there could be a little more downwards room to the 522 on Triple Q. We've got some more right here to this support I mentioned. Could have a little more room to go down some more. Right? Overall bullish still. You can tell the trend is showing that it's still bullish. But again, we're looking to see what's happening in the short term. And this is IWM doing a very same thing, right? It's down here below the 200 period moving average at this point, which if it stays down here, this could definitely turn it bearish. Perhaps it'll recover, like I said, like this one did back in January. It filled some gaps that were still waiting. It filled those up on Friday, and now it could potentially reverse. 218 is that support zone. It's a little bit below that. It could go ahead and pick back up and do its thing. All right. All right. Well, there we are for the week. I gave you the trading list. I went through the indices. We talked about the meetings. We talked about the earnings. We talked about what happened last week. And now we're going to go from here. Those who are going with me, you're free to come on and join us too, by the way. Let me put the link in the chat. If you want to come on and join the membership and you want to hang out with us, you want to hang out with the cool kids, because we are the cool kids, right? Come on over to educator2trader.com and join us over there. Otherwise, I will see you in the market. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. Those are my community. I'll see you all in 3 minutes. Bye.